Hectic. It's been a whirlwind since the announcement last week, and it's exciting, but at the same time, there's a lot of work to be done. It's all coming at you at the same time from every different angle, but exciting.
I know your wife's from here. How excited is she to be back home?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her a whole lot. She's first of all, her family's done an amazing job over the course of my time at Xavier. I mean, I think her parents never missed a home game, and her brother. Obviously, he came to several, but it's a cool thing for her to be back in her hometown, closer to her family. Certainly wasn't anything that tipped the scales in terms of the decision, but yeah, I'm glad for her, happy for her.
Okay, so they didn't miss the game up there. Not going to miss one here?
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Vince Tyree brings you in. He's the new permanent AD. What's your relationship like with Vince?
Well, right now it's all about texting because he's been on the go, whether it's going to the women's Final Four in Columbus, spending some time with his son on spring break. I joke with him, I get the job, I need all this help, and he's down in Mexico drinking Coronas. So, not a whole lot of time, quite honestly, physically spent with Vince, but certainly we talked a lot when I first got the job, and we've exchanged phone calls and text messages here during my transition.
What's been the overwhelming reaction here in Louisville to you?
I don't know, you tell me. You tell me.
You hear from the fans a little bit.
Yeah, fans have been great, and I fully expected them to be. I mean, this is one of the premier programs in all of college basketball. You have such a passionate fan base, such a big fan base, and so it's been really cool to be out at a restaurant and interact with fans, and they're excited about the upcoming season, as am I.
You mentioned the restaurant thing. We've seen you tweet about Burger King since you've been here in Roosters. Do you have a favorite restaurant yet in Louisville that you've been to?
I don't have a full array of choices to go to. I thought my choice of Roosters was a pretty good one last night. Got a lot of thumbs up for some people, but then I quickly started to hear about other options that I need to try before I start claiming their chicken wings as #1 here in the city.
They got good sauce, and it's cheap and good too.
It was cheap, it was good, it was great company, so yeah, it was awesome.
Let's go back to when you were announced. You mentioned Rick Pitino had talked to you before you took this job. What did he tell you about this job?
He told me a lot of the stuff I just told you about. The passionate fans. He said, I'm going to love the community. I'm going to love everything about Louisville, the city, the ACC. He just felt like it's a terrific job. It's a place that really cares about basketball. And, it's a place that he really saw himself spending the rest of his career in coaching at. So he was incredibly supportive. He didn't have to be, and I'm very appreciative of that.
The fan base is split on Rick a little bit just based on everything that's happened, but it seems like there's healing a little bit. How important is it to unify this fan base?
Well, I think it's important that they get behind us. We need their support. We simply do. I mean, these guys are going to work really hard to represent the city, represent the university in a first-class manner. They're going to put it out on the line every single night. They're going to play hard. And I think they're going to represent the city the way the city wants to be represented. So I'm hoping that they come out in full force and they get behind these guys and they support them. And that's one of the reasons I think a lot of these players chose the University of Louisville, because of the fan base, and so we need them.
Everyone keeps talking about what happens down the road with this FBI scandal. You said that's not even a focus of yours really right now. You're just focused on what you need to do. How do you not think about that?
Because I have other things I have to worry about. That's going to play out in time. There's so many unknowns to it. What's true, what's not true. The fact that they see all the evidence and leave it off in some court system, which isn't going to have any cases tried until later on. It doesn't do us a whole lot of good to worry about it. Do we have to answer to it? A little bit. But as I tell recruits and their families and the parents of the current players, we got a great thing to sell here at Louisville. We have the best basketball conference in all college basketball. We have the best resources and facilities of any school in the country. And we have a tradition unlike no other. So, yeah, are there going to be some times that we have to deal with? Sure. But at the same time, if they were overwhelming, if we felt like they were an impossibility, then I wouldn't have taken the job.